What is it that you are even passionate about? If you had all the freedom in the world, all the time, resources, energy, and money, what is it that you would actually want to do with your free time? You see, the problem is we've been stuck in the matrix so long, stuck in the system, under the thumb of the government, working 40 to 60 hours a week, providing for a family we don't get to spend any time with, paying off a mortgage for a house that all we get to do is sleep in. We haven't had enough time to even think about what it is that we want to do because we're in survival mode instead of thrive mode. And my message to you today is that's not living. You might be alive, but are you living? And the responsibility to create freedom falls upon you. I heard someone say freedom's everybody's birthright, but it's not, or everybody would have it. The truth is, it's available for the 1% of people who are prepared to do what 99% of people are not doing, which is get creative, be persistent, and be consistent. And find the thing that works and continue to bang on that drum every single day until it becomes fucking boring as batshit. You've done it so often, and then continue to do that thing because that's what's going to make you money. Now, do you need to love and have passionate about the thing that you're doing to make you money? No, you don't, not necessarily. If the thing that you do to make money can make you a lot of it in a short amount of time, then that's going to buy you the time and freedom to do the things that you love to do. When I first started this business, it wasn't because the idea of selling water turned me on. No, the idea of making a lot of money so I could buy the shit I wanted to buy and do the things I wanted to do and look after the people I cared about, that's what motivated me and inspired me to start. I fell in love with the products later on, but I started with the end in mind. I started with, look at the top of that mountain. I want to get there and I can't get there working a 9 to 5 job. Who do I need to become to get to the top of that mountain? Because it's not just about walking up the mountain. It's who you become on the way there. And you can't get to the top without that transformation of you. But the problem is, too many people are too inconsistent to get to the top of the mountain because they get a quarter of the way up there, realize that this journey is a little bit difficult. They're having to put their pickaxe or whatever it is in the mountain. They climb it, and then they look over at another mountain. And because of the way the sun's shining and the weather and the wind, the other mountain looks a little bit nicer. It's a little bit greener. Looks like some of those people are going up that mountain a little bit quicker. Let me go down my mountain, leave all my shit here, talk shit about this mountain, and go start climbing this. Get halfway up that, realize that half those climbers have now left. Now they're climbing another mountain, and you're on that one on your own. You look back at this one at the OGs who stayed on the path of the original offer, and you think, man, if I hadn't kept switching mountains, I would have been at the top of that one with the people who stayed consistent. In the business model that I'm in, high ticket sales, promoting the products, health and wellness products, Anagic, I wasn't the best, but I showed up every day and did what was necessary. I wasn't busy. I wasn't spending 10 hours a day working on this thing to create a multiple $1 million empire, but I spent focused time on the things that actually mattered. And when it comes to online, there's two ways to build your income. One is going to be ads where people are reaching out to you to buy your products and services. And the other one's going to be branding, which is organic, where people are reaching out to you as well through content that you've created. For me, when I look at those two ways, if you want to make money fast, get really good at making ads because you can pay for leads and prospects right away. And then you just need to be good at communicating the idea thoroughly to them. Or better yet, asking them the right questions that's going to allow them to understand that they are not where they want to be. You help them paint a picture of where they would like to be, and then you position our offer as the only potential bridge from where they are now to where they want to be. That's how I built my business to multiple 7 figures with no prior experience selling high-ticket premium products online to complete strangers who would finance $5,000 to $20,000 packages with 57% commissions. Ludicrous offer, the best offer on the internet. However, the other way is to do organic. Facebook posts, written posts, Instagram reels, YouTube videos, etc. But for me, that's a long game. You make the deposit, you create the content, you build that following, and then long term, you start to get people reaching out saying, hey, I've been following you for a few years. You seem like the expert in the field. You've been doing this thing. You've been consistent. I want to know what it is that you do. But I do see some people spending too much time creating content and putting stuff up and not making any ads, which would actually make them money today. So I think having that healthy balance of building a brand, but also having an income so you can escape the rat race and do the things that you love to do. Otherwise, what's the point anyway? I think another mistake that a lot of entrepreneurs make is they're thinking too short-sighted and they're not thinking in decades, especially in a company like what we're a part of. What you can accomplish in a decade is absolutely massive if you were consistent. And it's important for you to stick to the one thing, because if you keep switching from one thing to another, your team ends up confused. They end up dazed and they don't know what to do. And then they end up quitting themselves because they could tell that you weren't going to carry the torch all the way to the finish line. People don't need to be led. They need someone to model. It's not important what you tell them to do. It's important how you're showing up yourself. And that's why, as a man who's trying to show up as an alpha male, a leader, a provider, that I understand the things that are most important in our household is I need to be fit in body and financially so I can provide and so I can protect my family. I need to stay fight ready. These are the things that I think are important for me as a man and my family. So we've spoken about building a brand. It's important to get high income, because if you're relying on a job, you're never going to escape the rat race. You're never going to have the things for the time for the things you love. But most importantly, you need to understand what freedom means to you. Like my partner always says, freedom's a buzzword. Everyone just throws it around. But unless you know what it means for you, it's not going to be the magnet, the attraction that you need to actually do the work of entrepreneurship, which is eat shit and eat the frog every single day, do the hard things, the thing that you don't want to do, because that's most likely the thing that actually fucking matters. And if you just did that and it took an hour, you could probably just enjoy your life for the other 8 hours of a working day, because you're not busy doing shit that doesn't actually matter. So you need to know why you're doing this, and then you need to figure out the one thing that actually matters the most and only do that. Because I see so many entrepreneurs that are trying to create this and trying to create that and recreate this and recreate that. But if they just ran ads and spoke to leads and delivered the webinar over and over again, whilst building themselves up and doing things to challenge themselves, they would make more money than they know what to do with. And then the only difficult thing in their life would be not knowing what to do with all of their time. So I want you to start to think, what does freedom actually mean to you? And who are you prepared to become to get to the top of that mountain? And make a promise to yourself today that you're not going to stop climbing this mountain. Now, there's no top of this mountain. It goes on forever. But the freedom is in the progress of climbing the same fucking mountain and not being a mountain hoe and jumping from one mountain to the other. Stick with one, be loyal to one, and understand that this business model that we're a part of is infinitely scalable anyway. So you might as well make this thing work, because there's a million ways to make $1 million. But if you try to do 2 or 3 of them at the same time, you're going to be broke. You're going to be stuck in the matrix. You're going to be stressed out. You're going to be depressed. You're going to be paying all this money in tax and bills and registration and not getting ahead. The way to get ahead is to find one thing, model something that already works, and never give up until you get there. Much love. I'll see you on the next video. Let's go. Find out what freedom means to you.